and give you the answers. I'm going to take this opportunity now to give the panel a chance to say those two things, in their opinion, that they think are what we should be doing, in our lives. They can be big or they can be small. Suzanne?
Well, I think we've covered a lot of them, and I think it's just to realize that, individual actions do have an impact. The more people who are conscientized to this a new way of living, a low consumer way of living, the more likely we're going to be able to change things. So that's the bottom-up approach. And then from the top-down approach, I would say that look at the green economy opportunities. And when people say, well, I might lose my job because I'm involved in a traditional sector that's carbon intensive. Well, what about all the possibilities of all the new technologies, or not even that new, but I mean all the green industries and technologies that are there to be taken up. And we really need to start looking at the opportunities. Already that the global goods and services for the green economy overseas is in the billions. South Africa needs to take its part of that market if it wants to move with the times. And there is opportunity, and there is good things to come.
Thanks, Suzanne. Phoebe, you want Akhona to? Akhona?
Okay, well, I'm not sure whether I do have two things, but what I know is, coming from Kailicha, the topic about global warming is very unpopular, and we learned about global warming, climate change, and food and water shortage at school, but it was just a thing just to pass on to another grade. There was no emphasis. Our teachers were not putting an emphasis that this is a real thing. It's happening now. So I would say that if in order to actually really get the youth involved, as other people have said that they should project it in different ways, in a way that it will appeal to us, the youth, in order to make an initiative to really make a change, because most of you are scientists there. You're busy making decisions and all that, and the other people, the majority, have no clue what's happening in all that. And I think basically we should, scientists actually should involve ordinary people also and hear what do they have to say, because they also belong in this planet and all that, to also to see another view of this problem. Basically, I don't know.
Thanks, that's great. I just worry about ordinary people when I see them voting out that wind farm. I think we need to get the education up front. Yeah. There's a lovely cartoon of this guy driving down the 16-lane freeway in Los Angeles, complaining about the wind farm on the hills. It's destroyed the view. Guy, your two things.
Scientists don't make decisions. It's policymakers that make decisions. Scientists should be providing information to inform the policymakers in the most balanced way that they can. Who complained about the Eskom price hike? Nobody here complained about the Eskom price hike?
Eskom's my hero.
Who complained about the new carbon tax on new cars?
No, it should be on fuel, not on cars.
Yeah, you see, you're complaining about it.
Carbon tax should be on the consumption of what's produced in the car, and that's the fuel.
All right. Well, except that
Punishes the poor.
that punishes the poor, right? Carbon tax on cars, expensive cars, punishes the right people. So, I mean, when the Eskom price hikes were announced, I thought this was the greatest thing. 30% increases in Eskom electricity prices over the next 3 years was going to more than double the electricity price. I thought, at last, South African industry is going to be forced to do something, and of course they bargained it down. But 80% of South Africa's emissions are from energy. 80%. And the energy sector emissions growth was between 1994 and 2000 was, I think, about 24%. So that's where we've got to. That's where South Africa as a whole needs to do something. And that's all I want to say.
Thanks, Guy. Use less energy. Phoebe wants to say something.
It was really quick. It was about wind energy and the British naysayers. I don't know a great deal about this, but I've read recently that one of the key differences that's allowed wind energy to really take off and be properly designed in Denmark, which is a world leader, has been the fact that it's been designed differently from the start. That their communities have been almost given shares, direct shares, in wind energy development schemes. If anyone knows more about this, I'd be very interested to hear more afterwards. But that has helped communities benefit from it. It's also helped development planning allow energy to be more decentralized. And so you don't get a situation where top-down planning is happening and well-meaning entrepreneurs like Pierce are going out and confronting people who have not been brought into the strategic thinking of the country.
Thanks. Thanks for those comments. And thanks to the panel. We've heard some comments from the audience. I'm going to summarize them briefly. One was eat less meat, and the gentleman eats meat twice a month. That's admirable. And Suze was saying cut down 1 meat meal a week. That's not the bacon at breakfast. That's the serious meal. Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say every alternate day try and give up meat. I think that's fair. I know it's coming to the braai season. You got Friday off. Next Friday you've got off. It's Friday. But and also the whole circle, the whole connecting the circle, the ecological villages. I've got a friend here, I won't point to or mention her name, but he wants to build a whole new house. It's completely energy efficient and going to cost him nothing from Eskom. And he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it, and that's fantastic. But he's not going to do it tonight or tomorrow.